the Wave.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of Catch the Wave. I am your host, David O, filling in for DJ Adrian on this week's Catch the Wave. Joining me is Chef Ryan on Delicious Korea, and we'll start the second half of our show with 혼자가 아닌 나, I'm Not Alone, 서영은. Delicious Korea. Yes, it's that time again. You might get a little hungry, but just bear with me. Introducing a variety of Korean food and the best restaurants in town, we make sure you become a Hanshik expert. Come get a taste of Korean cuisine. This is Delicious Korea. Hello. Ryan, we met last week.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, good to see you again,
yeah,
David.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We've been cooking a lot lately this week.
Oh, well, can you tell us stuff you've been cooking?
I'm sorry I didn't bring some to share this time, but we just did an event last Saturday out at the beach on the West Coast.
Oh.
Before the rain hit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was nice. We did about 15 kilograms of pork shoulder smoked kind of fusion, like Southern barbecue style, but fed about 50, 60 people out at the beach.
Wow.
Kind of a fun day.
Yeah, that sounds like a good day.
Cook that pork barbecue for 10 hours with hickory smoke and...
Wow, that sounds really good.
Oh, I love that stuff, man.
But I don't think we're talking about that today, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
One of my favorite foods here in Korea. This is one of the ones that I have always taken back to the States with me to share with friends. Really easy for people to like all around the world, I think.
Oh, which is?
Naengmyeon. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Naengmyeon is very common dish.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Go
is
anywhere.
these days.
Yeah. And you can order naengmyeon in pretty much any store.
And what it is really is imagine like this big bowl. Usually it's like stainless steel and it's really cold because there's an icy broth for the mulnaengmyeon anyway. We're going to talk about a couple of different kinds today.
Okay.
But they're all cold.
Okay.
And some of them are spicy, some not. I don't think any of them are really that spicy. They're not killer spicy, but a little bit.
From what I've tried, I don't think they were too spicy.
Right. There's different variations, like any dish anywhere in the world. But we'll hit a few of the most popular ones, I think, today.
Okay, so what are some of the types of naengmyeons?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, one of my favorites that I have to have as soon as it gets a little warm out. And apparently most Koreans are the same way.
Oh, really?
Because I just went last Friday to a naengmyeon restaurant, a famous one. The headquarter restaurant, so the first one was in that famous area, like kind of tourist area of Insadong in like kind of central northern Seoul. And they do it right. They've got that mulnaengmyeon, the water icy broth, and nowadays it's usually made with beef broth. Okay. Beef like cow femurs, like really big leg bones to get that good beef flavor broth. Remove all the fat. That's your base. That's your icy broth. So it gets frozen and then crushed up, so you got crushed ice. Then what's really important about this is it's not all flour or wheat for the noodles.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is it then?
It's buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Right, which is a little unusual. The Japanese use it. They call it, I believe, soba, right? But it's so good for you, and it has a nice texture. These noodles have a little bit of wheat in them, or sometimes they'll use like a potato starch or a different kind of starch. But definitely there's got to be buckwheat there for it to be mulnaengmyeon. That's one of them.
Sounds so good.
Do you have to have it when it gets cold outside, or when it gets hot outside? I mean.
Yeah, like strangely enough, when it gets hot, I'm just like, I want some naengmyeon right now. Yeah,
I do.
I don't know why.
And the restaurants get lines out the door.
Especially the really famous ones.
That's it. And every neighborhood seems to have their famous spot, their most popular spot. Yeah. And you start to see the signs up everywhere this time of year that say you can have the mulnaengmyeon, the watery icy one, or the bibing naengmyeon, which is the spicier, less, or there's no broth, but you can add it yourself later at the table sometimes. So you've got the usual Korean ingredients like some kind of sweetener like a corn syrup. Definitely some red pepper paste, some red pepper flakes, garlic and ginger and toasted sesame, and all those usual Korean flavors mixed into a sauce that goes all over those buckwheat noodles that are cold.
That sounds so good.
And then there's a million different variations to make it more fun.
Could you tell us a little bit more other stuff though?
Sure. Let's see. One of my favorite kinds is a place that's out by where I used to work in Suwon.
Suwon.
And they have this one, a chef friend of mine, she led me to this place and she did not steer me wrong. It's called Godari Naengmyeon. And for those who don't know, Godari is a it's like a half-dried pollock. Okay.
So it's a half-dried fish.
Right. And man, here in Korea, people really know how to like utilize every bit of these fish. This one fish has like 5 different names. There's like hwangtae, dongtae, sangtae. I get confused after even all my time here.
Is it they're just given different names because it's different parts of the fish, or is it
no different process, different styles of using the fish? Like either dried or fresh or previously frozen or half dried, and they're all delicious. So with that kind of naengmyeon, you get these little strips of partially dried pollock flesh, and it just gets a different texture. And there's definitely kind of the same sauce as in the bibimbap naengmyeon, a little spicy, a little sweet, a little sour. And you put all that together, and one happy customer. Yeah.
So have you tried every single naengmyeon like type there is in Korea, or
that's a tough question. You know, I have never had the one from let's see, the one that uses there's one that uses skate or
what
like
is skate? Honga? Oh,
yeah.
the fish?
Yeah, the fish, the skate or the stingray.
Whoa. Stingray?
Yeah, we call it really skate, you know, but it is, most people think of it as like a stingray.
Okay.
And they're caught on the West Coast here. And they actually marinate that raw and put it right into the naengmyeon. And I've not tried that one yet.
That sounds kind of interesting.
It would be. Skate is an interesting, it kind of is similar to catfish when it's cooked, but raw. And then, you know, the hongo, the fermented style is a whole nother story, a whole nother show. But they're all worth trying.
Okay. Well, out of the ones you've tried though, which one is like your favorite though?
You know what? I'm bad. I usually like to kind of mix the mulnaengmyeon and the bibimbap naengmyeon style.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I like the watery broth. I really love. I could have soup every single day, me personally. But I want it to be spicier. I want more flavor.
So then, would you order both at the same time?
That's a cool trick. Have you seen those restaurants that give you the bowl where it's banban, it's half?
Oh, they do banban?
I've seen it. I've seen it. So if you go to the restaurant, you can't decide which one you want because they're both great, the bibimbap and the mul. You can actually go to some places where the bowl is cut in half or divided by this piece, and you've got the bibimbap on one side and the mulnaengmyeon on the other. I think we posted a picture.
Oh, really?
Like that. Maybe, yeah. I think
so if it's half, what do you do? Like you flip one into the other?
No, you just enjoy both. But I do kind of like to mix them. You're right. Yeah.
Is there any particular way to enjoy naengmyeon? Like,
well, funny thing, it is mostly enjoyed now in the summertime. But I was just doing some research just last night and this morning. I found that traditionally in North Korea, which is where most of the buckwheat was grown, you know, this dish goes back over 150 years at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So buckwheat was usually grown more in the north. And you harvest buckwheat in the wintertime.
Oh.
So it was actually, you didn't know this,
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, see, nobody does, really. But 150 years ago, or even just, 80 years ago, this was enjoyed in the wintertime, sitting around like a hot fire in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, hard to believe, right? Because it's cold.
Yeah, why would you want to eat something cold in the cold?
I know, it seems counterintuitive, but man, this is a delicious food. I can't imagine people, I really can't, if you warm up in the house and then just have this cold soup, as long as you're warmed up, because it gets cold in Korea.
Yeah, it does. When I first came here, like I'm from California, so it's not that cold during the winter.
I know.
And I came here during the winter, and it was one of the coldest winters in Korea too at that time. And then so it was really hard for me to like adapt to.
Yeah, it's
winter
tough.
here.
Man, I lived in Mexico before I came here.
Oh my
on the
gosh.
beach. Yeah, and we never had any cold days ever. it's a transition. But hey, we got snowboarding and skiing here, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And the Olympics coming soon. Right?
Yes. So do you make naengmyeon at home by yourself?
I have, but actually most of the times I've made it has been in the States for friends. I'll take the. Actually, I'm going there tomorrow morning, and I'll
To the States?
I've got to
lucky.
run back for a week. My mom, I love you. She's in the hospital right now. She's going through a little bit of a health issue, so I'm gonna go
sorry to hear that.
help her stay strong and take her some. This stuff is really healthy.
Make her some naengmyeon.
I will. Both of my parents are kind of borderline diabetic. They're getting up there, and they got to watch blood sugar. And naengmyeon or buckwheat flour, it balances people's blood sugar
Oh, it
naturally.
does?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty amazing.
So it is nutritious
Absolutely,
as well as
man.
delicious.
Yeah, and what was the other health quality that I was reading about? Balancing blood sugar. Oh, and for the summertime, it really does cool you. Somehow it's a really cooling effect. I'm not sure if that is a traditional medicine belief or a modern medicine belief, but either way, I definitely feel cooled down when I have it.
We'll take a song break right now. We'll be listening to Naengmyeon, Cold Noodles by Myeongka Drive featuring Jessica. Hello, welcome back. I am David O, filling in for DJ Adrian, and we're on our delicious Korea segment right now. Yeah, with Chef Ryan. And before we move on to part 2, I have one last question for part 1. What kind of food goes really well with naengmyeon?
Usually you'll see, mandu at these places or
Yes.
like dumplings.
I always order mandu.
if you're not sure if that big bowl of noodles and broth is going to be enough for you, you split that with a friend. You get the six regular size mandu, or maybe 3 of the really big ones, and they're making them by hand in a lot of these restaurants as you walk in.
Yeah.
It's hard. Some of them do them fried, or they're steamed, and there's kimchi, or there's the meat ones. And
Yeah, there's a lot of choices.
Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, there's that's good. What else goes with it? Often the yolmu kimchi you see in summertime, because it's this, what do they call it? It's like a spring radish green kimchi. So you take of this one type of radish here, not the really big type, but this smaller one. It has all these greens, and they'll cut those, and then make a kimchi out of them with a little bit of red pepper flake, not too much, but it's got this strong sour flavor, and it just brightens up your taste buds so much when you're having this dish.
My mom used to make us bibimbap naengmyeon back at home, and we usually order fried chicken and we have it together.
No kidding! Wow.
It may sound a little bit weird, but it's actually really good.
Well, then you got the crunchy on
Yeah.
the side, because the naengmyeon, to describe to people who've never had it, those noodles are just kind of nice and chewy.
Yeah.
They're cooked so perfectly, and then immediately like shocked in cold water, so they keep this like bouncy, springy texture, and those textures that are so popular and so delicious in Asia are kind of rare back in the West, and I just love it.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Let's see. With it, oh, you've got to always have. I should have mentioned this earlier. You've always got to have the vinegar.
Yeah.
And the mustard,
Okay.
the mustard sauce, and I'm bad. Sometimes I'll add way too much.
Me too. I don't know when to stop.
Yeah, I add more and more as I go, and then by the end of the bowl, it's like all mustard and vinegar. But I think a lot of chef friends that tend to do that because we get so used to these strong flavors.
Oh, because it is a little bit bland. It's on the bland side a little bit.
Without anything, yeah, I guess you could see that because beef broth, or sometimes it's made with like the dashima yuksu, which is like a kelp broth with radish and mushrooms. Sometimes traditionally it was made with a pheasant broth, but pheasant's not around as much now. So I bet you that one wouldn't have been bland.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's great. There's so many different kinds, and each kind has good attributes to it.
Well, before we move on to part 2, I also want to say if you guys have any questions about naengmyeon, please send us your questions at our message board at arirangradio.com/catchthewave. And now we'll move on to part 2. So can you recommend some restaurants for naengmyeon?
Right. Well, I'd still live in Suwon, so most of my places are down there. But for those that are visiting Seoul, they're almost every time we talk about restaurants, there's like an area, there's like a street, right?
So there is
that
a
is
naengmyeon
famous.
street?
Yes. Do you know about it?
No, I've never heard about it.
Okay, it's Ojangdong, and I won't lie to you, I've actually never been there. So
we can't verify if it's good or not?
Well, no. I did read a lot of people's blogs online today and checked out a few different places. And so basically you can go to this street called Ojangdong, and there's so many different places. And check this out. Because this is mostly a North Korean dish traditionally, during the Korean War, just before, a lot of refugees moved down south. And they brought this dish to Seoul.
Oh.
It was more from up in the north. So some of these restaurants there were started by refugee families.
Oh, wow.
And so they'll do the real traditional type from North Korea, sometimes using more of a, what's it called, dongchimi. It's a watery kimchi. It's got radish and cabbage, and it's usually kind of clear, and it's really good and sour and cold. And they'll use that mixed with like the pheasant broth and the beef broth to make the mulnaengmyeon broth. Yeah. But all the different kinds are available on this street.
Oh,
really.
wow. I have a recommendation.
Okay.
So it's in Shinsa, near Shinsa Station. There's a what you call it, 4-way intersection called 을지병원 사거리.
Okay.
And there is a Pyongyang style naengmyeon restaurant there. Yeah, and it's I've been there multiple times, and every time I go, like, there are a lot of people there. Yeah. And so I found out that it's a really kind of famous place there.
Famous spot.
Yeah, so
follow the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, so I recommend that place. And I also, my uncle is like, he loves food, so he always tries to find really good places. So he took me to like this, like a palace-y kind of area, and it was kind of like ancient Korea-ish place.
Cool.
And then so we went into this like temple kind of feeling place.
In Seoul?
Yeah, in Seoul.
Oh, okay.
And he told me that it's like very like traditional Korean naengmyeon.
Wow.
And
Is this like around Gyeongbok Palace up north side?
It could be.
Okay. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was like 3 years ago, so I can't really say for sure, but that place was really good too.
Oh man, that sounds good. I need to explore more. I have found these places down around Suwon that have lines down the street, and no parking, and people are willing to wait an hour and a half to get this bowl of cold broth. So they've been my home, but I'm sure there's good ones all over the place. Yeah.
What other menu items are at these restaurants usually?
Let's see. Do you like kongguksu?
Yeah, I do.
You know that this is another cold noodle, but it's not with buckwheat noodles. It's with wheat noodles and soybeans that are soaked overnight. The dried hard soybeans soaked overnight and then blended, and you get kind of a soy milk. If you really love soy milk, just plain soy milk, then you would love this soup. Even a lot of my Korean friends don't like it that much. Do you like kongguksu?
I don't really crave it, but once in a while I do. So I do go out and enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, this one's really grown on me. If I go out and get a lot of exercise, then I want to stop and have kongguksu afterwards. Oh, because it's so full of protein.
Yeah.
Because the soybeans,
all beans,
and really good for you. And there's like zero fat in it, I suppose. And I guess still some starch from all the noodles. But that's almost it. You'll have a little hard boiled egg in there, maybe some cucumber. But even sometimes those aren't even there, It's just the noodles and the soybeans, and it can be great.
Yeah, it's very minimal.
Right, and you can only get it, I love that, you can only get it in the wintertime. You can't even find this dish if it's a little bit cold outside.
Oh.
The kongguksu, right?
Oh, you mean summer, not winter.
Right. Yeah. If you ever have a craving in the wintertime, you're just going to have to make it yourself somehow.
Is this hard to make?
No, it really isn't. It's all about just, knowing that you want to have it 24 hours in advance because you got to soak those beans. Yeah.
Is there anything else
Um,
that you can think of?
Well, I would like to talk a little bit more about maybe how to make these or describe the flavors a little bit more.
Okay.
Whenever you, if you want to try to make this and you do have like a Korean market near you, there probably are some cheater ways that you can make it. I've seen these packages, and actually I tried one once. Well, these kind of pre-packaged sauces or broths that are pretty much ready to go. You got to freeze them and then crush them up, and then you pretty much just dump it, and you're good to go. And then all you have to do is boil your noodles and then put them in icy broth to shock them and make sure they're nice and chewy. But if you can pull that off, I mean, that makes it a lot easier. Then you don't have to worry about trying to make your own balance of the bibimbap sauce or make the perfect stock to go with it. So don't be shy. Go into those Korean markets near you and check it out. It's such a famous dish, especially in summertime. You'll be able to find it in one of those. I know in Dallas, I could always find it at the Korean grocery store there.
Oh, yeah, so if you can find it there, I guess.
Yeah,
find it in other places too.
To give you a little rundown of the basic ingredients, you do need, of course, the buckwheat noodles. Now, the broth, I would suggest a beef broth. If you've got pheasant, hey, go for it. I want to try that style, but
yeah, I want to try it too.
Yeah, they're kind of harder to find. Let's see. Definitely, you've got cucumber as kind of a garnish. There's just a little bit of crunch there. You've got usually a hard-boiled egg cut in half. There's a little bit of mustard powder in there that's not real spicy. It just kind of rounds out the flavors a bit. Garlic, ginger. Now, if you're going with more of a bibimbap style, the spicier style, then you're going to sweeten it with whatever kind of sweetener you like. Often what's used here is corn syrup. Maybe not the healthiest choice. There are a lot of other sweeteners out there that you can choose. I've seen some folks using the agave, because it's so much better for you. Agave syrup, yeah. Costs a lot more though. Definitely some hot pepper flakes, hot pepper paste, the gochujang, and sesame seeds, a little bit of green onion, and some of like a younger soy sauce or like a clearer soy sauce, because you don't want it to be too dark, the broth, So if you can imagine those flavors all together, you're getting a little bit of sour, you're getting a little bit of sweet, maybe a little spicy if you go with the bibimbap sauce, and definitely the chewy noodles, and then that ice coldness to just cool you down.
It sounds so good.
You ever go to those places that they give you a little bit of grilled pork on the side?
Yeah.
That's a famous chain here too, yeah.
Oh, is that a chain?
I think so, because when I was working on my master's here with Le Cordon Bleu Soul, the restaurant outside there, they always did that. And what a deal. $6.
Yeah.
Okay, $5 or $6 is all it is. And you've got this great big bowl of icy noodles plus this little board they bring out that's covered in grilled pork that's marinated really nice.
That sounds good too.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
We'll have to take a song break, but before we go with the song break, if you guys have any questions about naengmyeon, or if you have any experiences with naengmyeon, please send in your messages at our message board at arirangradio.com/catchthewave, and we'll be back with a song. We'll be playing Apple featuring Park Jae-bum by Kain. Korea segment with Chef Ryan, and today we're talking about a top summer food in Korea, naengmyeon, or Korean cold buckwheat noodles. And let's read some messages our listeners has sent us. And so I'll start off first. This is sent in by Rainy from Taiwan. Naengmyeon. I never tried naengmyeon because I usually eat warm soup with noodles, and I love it. For me, eating cold noodles is kind of weird, because I'm not used to having cold soup, but I would love to try it.
Where is she at?
She's from Taiwan.
Oh, okay, yeah. But when it gets really hot there, wouldn't you just want some really icy noodle? You got to try it.
Yeah, I also recommend this dish. But I know a lot of people that don't like cold soup, so it could be kind of...
Well, like gazpacho, that's cold. Not many people have really had that much gazpacho, probably.
I don't know what that is.
Really? I love it, but it's different, Is
that a noodle?
Oh no, actually, it's usually a mixture of like bell peppers, maybe red more, and some onion and some garlic, all blended up into a wonderfully kind of vinegary sour vegetable broth.
Oh.
It's from Spain. It's incredible.
That sounds good too. Thank you, Rainy, for sending us your message. This is from Siska from Indonesia. Yes, with fried chicken will be great. I agree, David, especially Korean fried chicken. So crunchy and tasty. I also want to try it with Korean fried chicken because I've only tried the American fried chicken. So I think
Korean fried chicken is
much better.
the fried chicken.
So
it is.
maybe I should try that.
Oh,
Someday
masak,
really
masak.
soon. Yeah. Thank you, Siska, for sending in your messages.
Yeah, another one from Siska in Indonesia here. She was asking if that restaurant was in Insadong. Absolutely. I went to the one that they just opened down closer to me, but the original was in Insadong, and this place apparently has a line down the street every day.
Oh.
Yeah, well, every day in the summertime at least. Yeah.
Maybe I should go check it out.
Yeah, it was incredible. And they had the fried, see, that's kind of like your fried chicken. They had the fried mandu.
Oh.
And I really did like that contrast because the fried, that's super crispy mandu bil, the mandu wrapper with like a gogi meat and chapche, the starch noodles and meat inside, this fried like wonton or fried dumpling or whatever you want to call it. And so you get that cold broth and then that crunch and hot mandu. Oh,
wait, is that restaurant there? They only sell like that dish, or is it they sell other stuff there too?
They only do naengmyeon, mul naengmyeon, bibing naengmyeon, all the different dumplings. What else did I see? I didn't see much else on the menu.
Oh, so it's like a naengmyeon store.
I believe so.
Oh, wow. So if you guys are in Insadong anytime, you guys should check that place out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. I've got another one here. Unita from Indonesia. She says, "Hi, David and Chef Ryan.
Hello.
I'm still busy at the office now. Oh, we understand. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sorry for making you so hungry.
Yeah.
But that's kind of our job here."
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for sending us your messages, guys. And so I have a question for you, Chef Ryan.
Yes.
So can you recommend to our listeners some naengmyeon shops if they're coming to Korea?
Well, let's see. I think what would probably help folks out would be give them an idea of maybe how you could make this in other countries.
Maybe make it? Oh, okay.
As long as you can find the buckwheat noodles, man, they're so good for you. You got to give it a shot. If you take buckwheat noodles and you can use any kind of broth you want, sometimes chicken broth is used here.
Oh, really?
So you've got a chicken broth around, go for it. Just freeze it and then crush it up. Now, a funny thing here for those chefs out here or aspiring chefs, usually when we make these broths, we want lots and lots of gelatin in the broths. That's why we do the broth really slowly. We boil those bones because you don't want so much gelatin. If you have all that collagen come out, the collagen churns into gelatin in this process, and then what you're left with, if you make the mistake and make a broth that way, like the traditional kind of Western style or French traditional cuisine, to slowly simmer those bones, you're gonna have so much gelatin that you'll never thaw out your ice cubes. You'll have this frozen mess, and you'll be trying to serve naengmyeon to your friends and family, and you'll never get it to thaw in time.
Oh.
Why do I know this? Because I made this mistake once myself. Traditionally in Korea, when you make these broths, you really boil things. And I think that comes from back in the day when there wasn't so much refrigeration. You need to boil things to make them safe, right?
Yeah.
You find this in cuisines all around the world, to make things safe. We either, throw them over the fire, or we boil the heck out of them, or we, refrigerate them or freeze them. So here in Korea, things are often served piping hot so that that it's going to be healthy food. So that way the stock gets made with a lot less gelatin so that you can make this broth. Once you got the broth and the buckwheat noodles, you want to go for a little bit of sweet and sour, okay? Not like the Chinese style sweet and sour. We're talking more of like a vinegar, mustard, garlic, and then a little bit of spice, you know. Oh, Asian pear is an excellent addition to mulnaengmyeon or bibimbapmyeon. Love those things. They're a little expensive sometimes, but totally worth it. Yeah.
Could we maybe use other types of fruits?
Apple, absolutely.
Apple?
Yeah. Or you could use a Western pear, but it has a very different flavor.
Yeah.
If you're in Mexico or you've got access to jicama, I want to try that.
What is jicama?
Oh, man. Okay. Well, do you know kohlrabi in Korean? It's like a turnip, or it's the... Oh, how do I describe this? Jicama is a root vegetable that it looks a lot like a giant crazy potato. But once you cut into it, it has kind of the texture of an Asian pear. It's not as sweet, but it's really crisp. So in Mexico, it's often found in kind of salads or just mixed with Tampico seasoning like chili and lime and sour cream and corn, and you get these snacks with that crisp in there.
Wow.
And lots of cilantro.
That sounds so good.
Do you like cilantro, David?
I love cilantro.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm one of
Give me a bump here.
I'm one of those people who love it.
Man.
Especially in my Mexican food.
Yeah. I'm always trying to convert my culinary students here because a lot of times here in Korea, people are like, oh, gosu, cilantro. Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah. And I've even heard that there's a genetic thing in that
really?
somebody has found that it makes it taste different to people in Korea. I have converted a lot of my students to where they love it, but not usually by itself. It has to be turned into some kind of a sauce or a salsa or something like that. But.
I tried, my dad, me and my brother love it, but my mom still hates it. And we've been in America for like 15 years. And every time we go out, she's like, no cilantro, please.
Yeah.
So
when I go to the Vietnamese places around Korea and get the salguksu or the like pho, I'm always like, oh, please bring some for me. And now they know me and bring it out automatically. But if you wanted to do I want to try this. A mulnaengmyeon with a little bit of cilantro in the broth would probably.
I think that's gonna be very different.
I think that'd be really good, actually. Maybe not the bibin one, but with the
mulnaengmyeon.
Yeah,
you should make it.
Use it in the stock. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, share it with my Mexican friends.
Yeah. Well, we've run out of time. So thank you for today.
My pleasure, David. Thanks, man.
We talked about a top summer food in Korea called naengmyeon, and I'll be back with a song break. And so the song we'll be listening to is 살 빼지 마, Don't Be on a Diet, Demiano featuring Gio.
Here's how to listen to Catch the Wave. You can tune into 88.7 megahertz in Jeju, 88.1 if you're in Seogwipo, 101.9 in the Daejeong area. For DMB users, Arirang Radio is also available on terrestrial DMB. For smartphone users, the radio application can be found both on iOS and Android phones. Type in Arirang and download the application free of charge. If you're in front of a computer right now, download Arirang Radio's widget, Maru, or stream it live through our website, arirangradio.com. Last but not least, tune in again at 4 a.m. Korea time for a full 2-hour rerun. Let's catch the wave.
I wanna feel it's gonna be alright when I see you smiling.
Catch the waves.
And welcome back. I am David O, filling in for DJ Adrian on this week's Catch the Wave. We'll be looking at some messages you guys sent for me. This is from Suzanne from Singapore, replying to David's question. Hi, our normal temperature is between 27 to 33 or 34 degrees throughout the year. But October to December, weather will be a little cooler. Wow, that's actually really hot. Have a chance to come to Singapore during the cold days in Korea. Let me know and I can buy you dinner. Okay, I would love to visit Singapore. In Asia, I haven't been anywhere else except Korea, so I'm looking forward to visiting all the other countries here. This is from Callie. Hi, Callie. Bonjour, David. Wow, is it me or today you seem more relaxed? I am a little bit more relaxed. I can't really tune in today, so I wanted to leave a short hello message of encouragement. Thank you. Fighting. Don't worry, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Kelly. Hope you have a lovely Wednesday. This is from Rainy from Taiwan. How does starfruit taste? This is my opinion. It's a little bit salty. Oh wow. A little bit sweet and a little bit sour. That just made me more confused. I don't know how this fruit would taste like. I know my description is kind of weird, but I like it very much. The skin has a very tart taste, but the meat of the fruit has a very exotic flavor. Sweet but tangy. It's very refreshing. I'll make sure to look it up later on to see how it really looks like. And I'm gonna try this starfruit out sometime soon. Thank you, Rainy. This is from Rachel from Singapore. Best facial features. Your lips, especially when you smile. Thank you. I just smiled at the camera. If you're looking, I just smiled for you, Rachel. This is from Unita from Indonesia. This is also for your tunes for today. Best feature. Your best feature is your lips, especially when you're smiling. Hey, that's 2 people. This is for you too, 친구. I just smiled at the camera again. Well, thank you guys for sending in the messages. Guys, did you have fun with me tonight? I need to wrap up Catch the Wave, as it's already time for me to say goodbye. And on Thursdays, we keep you up to date on the latest Korean entertainment news. So don't miss out on our weekly top segment tomorrow. And we'll say goodbye with our last song. It's Time by Taeyeon featuring Sunny and Yubin.
Yeah, Sun A, and you've been.
You know what? T-Y.